Welcome you back here as we get set for Pierre West Fargo in our final game of day 2 for Post 8s. The only game for West Fargo to play here today, as the 8s are going to be looking for their first win here at the Dakota Classic, as they're 0-2 after dropping a 12-4 5-inning loss to Harrisburg in game 1 earlier, just a little bit earlier. Pierre is going to be the home team of the scoreboard here in game number 3 of the tournament, as well as also game 2 here today for them. They're 0-2 right now, as Harrisburg has got the stronghold of the tournament right now with a 3-0 record. Right now, West Fargo would have to win their last 2 games and also hope that Fort Calhoun would then also beat Harrisburg to then force a runs allowed difference, having 3 teams tied. But if West Fargo would lose, or if Pierre would beat West Fargo, they'd eliminate them from winning the pool and put then Fort Calhoun, the only other team that could be a chance to win the pool. Post 8 will not win the pool. Bennington, Nebraska will not win the pool. Both teams right now at 0-2. Harrisburg, who at the worst could finish at 3-1. So you automatically are no longer going to be able to play in the quarterfinals. So Post 8 will play their final 2 games here at the Dakota Classic here today in this game, and then tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and then will make their way back home before taking on Aberdeen on Wednesday. But West Fargo is coming in. They picked up a win yesterday. They lost the first game to Harrisburg 8-3 before beating Bennington, Nebraska 5-2. And so they will be looking for their second win, and would be their second win of the summer as well. They're just 1-6, have not played a whole lot of games. They were 0-5 coming in, now at 1-6 in the season. And they will be starting on the mound. It will be Jack Davies that will get the starts, as they are going to be having the DH for the shortstop in this game. But for Post 8, they will go with the usual. Once we get their lineups, we will tell you, but they'll go with the usual DH in the pitcher spot. We'll go through lineups coming up here in just a little bit. They're closing in the game time. Will be right around 1:30. You hear about 5 minutes or so before our game gets going here between Pierre and West Fargo. Back in a minute here on KCC. Make that back in 3 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work, construction, and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre. Brought to you by Limebach Construction Incorporated, who can build your recreational home or building along the beautiful lower Lake Oahe area. Whether if your hobby is hunting, fishing, travel, or water sports, we can come up with a building design that will fit your interests and expectations. We pride ourselves on using quality products, customer service, and open communication. Limebach Construction is locally owned and operated, serving the Missouri River community since 1994. For area of service and more information, contact Bill Limebach at 605-223-2738. That's 605-223-2738. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
And we welcome you back as Post States and West Fargo getting set for first pitch coming up here in the next couple minutes, as we will see. Post States was thinking they were going to be the home team, but they had helmets on. Miles Doyle had his helmet on. Now he takes the helmet off. So maybe it is going to be Post State that will be the home team on the scoreboard.
First for the home team, Pierre Post State.
As it will be, we'll go through the starting lineups first for the visitors in West Fargo. James Buffington will lead things off. He is the second baseman. Jack Davies, the pitcher, will bat second. Carson Wilkie, the catcher, will bat third. Parker Henrich, the left fielder, will bat fourth. Bryce Nelson, the DH, batting fifth. Owen Haugen, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Ryan Camalario, the right fielder, will bat seventh. Braxton Horde, the center fielder, batting eighth. And Logan Kiefer, the first baseman, will bat ninth for West Fargo, as Jack Davies will be the pitcher for West Fargo. The shortstop in Sholin, Jacob Sholin, will be the shortstop and not hitting. For Pierre Post State, their lineup, Sun and Shine, will lead things off. He is the left fielder. It will be Carter Schuffelbein, the third baseman, will bat second. Miles Doyle, the second baseman, will bat third. Dawson Guest, the shortstop, batting fourth. Grayson Hunsley will be the right fielder, batting fifth. And J.J. Buckholz will be the first baseman, batting sixth. Coulter Babcock, the DH, will bat seventh. The Braden Houlette, the center fielder, batting eighth. And Nolan Peterson will catch and bat ninth for Post State, as Trevor Rounds will get the starts for Post State on the mound, as we are getting set for first pitch. And so we do have the scoreboard right for you. I thought maybe we had to redo a couple bit of the scoreboard, but we are set and ready to go. Trevor Rounds is on the mound and will be the starter here for Post State, dealing with a little bit of a hamstring injury that kept him out for a couple of games, but seems to be good and ready to go, as Rounds will be making his second appearance, but his first starts overall. 2 innings pitched so far. He's given up 5 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, and a strikeout, so the ERA at 17.5, the whip at 4, batting average against at 556, but really 2 good innings of maybe if you get 1, 2, 3 innings to start this ball game, all of a sudden that ERA goes from 17.5 all the way down below 10, and that all the whip and everything else just really starts to shrink if you get a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings in this ball game. So as Rounds is getting his warm-up tosses in, we are just about set, so right around a half an hour now ahead of schedule, but also behind schedule, whichever way you look at it. We had a hour delay to get started. We just pushed the start back an hour from 10:30 to 11:30, and now, which then would push everything else back to what would be a 2 o'clock start. However, it's going to be a 1:30, which was originally a 1 o'clock start. So James Buffington will lead things off here for West Fargo, as we are set and ready to go for our second game of the day here at the Harrisburg Pool, and the second and final game of the day for Pierre, as the first pitch will miss low for ball 1, as we are underway here at 1:32 here in Harrisburg. Rain was started out on the day, but was by the time that we really got in the meat of that game, or even just through that first top of the first inning, the rain had stopped. 71 degrees here at game time. Humidity is at 80% as it counts 2-1. Feeling like 72 here in Harrisburg, as the 2-1 pitch will bounce in. The count is now at 3 balls and a strike. To the leadoff man, James Buffington, who is hitting 133 coming into the weekend. Not a whole lot of hits will be around for West Fargo, with the fact that this will be just their 8th game of the season, as that one will be a leadoff walk issued to Buffington, and it'll bring up the pitcher, Jack Davies. 244 team batting average coming into the weekend. Jack Davies at 3 for 17 this season, 176 batting average. They had just 2 doubles coming into the weekend of their 31 hits that they had so far through those first 5 games of the year. That pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. The count's 0-1. Go around the horn defensively here in just a moment for Post State here in the top of the first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's now 1-1. In Post State now just trying to go 2-2 this weekend. The opportunity to win the pool is no longer there, but 2 wins are still sitting in front of them. 1-1 pitch. Good pitch from Rounds, but not biting on it was Davies, and the count goes now 2-1. And for Rounds, is going to be trying to settle in, get things, throw strikes early on in counts, and the 2-1 pitch will miss low, and the count's now 3-1. And just settle in this game. His first start of the season. In for Rounds, had 3 walks in 2 innings so far, but he will have 2 walks here in the first 2 batters of this ball game. And it's first and second here with nobody out. And it'll be Carson Wilkie, the catcher. Rounds in the first 2 innings of work. It was first pitch strike percentage at 38.46. And again, the success of pitchers is getting ahead of counts. And Rounds can be a very successful pitcher. We've seen him throw well in the spring, summertime. We've seen him be able to throw well. But as every pitcher is, when he's ahead of counts, he is that much more effective. And so far in the first 2 guys that have reached base, he has fallen behind. First pitch over for strike 1. There's a first pitch strike here to number 3 hitter and Carson Wilkie, the catcher. Wilkie, 438 batting average, 7 for 16 with 2 runs driven in coming in to this weekend. 0-1 pitch. That one's on the outside edge, and that's a strike, and the count's now 0-2. We're striking out about 5 times per game coming in. 26 strikeouts overall through the first 5 games for West Fargo. 0-2 pitch, reaching for it, ground ball. Slow roller, Scheffelbein will field. His throw to first will be in time. Good play there from the third baseman, Scheffelbein. Only play was to first. He was able to make it. Both runners will move up 90 feet, and then second and third with 1 out. And it'll be up Parker Henrich, who has got a 2 RBI opportunity. Sun and Shine is out at left, Braden Hulett in center, and Grayson Hunsley in right. Scheffelbein, who just made that play at third, and Dawson gets it short. Miles Doyle at second, J.J. Buckles at first. Nolan Peterson will catch strike 1 behind the plate as Trevor Rounds on the mound for the Eights. Henrich, the left fielder, digs in the 0-1 pitch. That one's over for a strike, and Rounds quickly had the count 0-2. Back-to-back hitters, he's got an 0-2 count. Henrich is looking for his first hits. He was 0 for 6 coming into the weekend. 0-2 pitch, line shot, sliding catch by the shortstop, and Dawson gets. And after first 2 walks, there's a ground down and a line out, and there's 2 down here at the top of the first.
Next up, the designated hitter, Bryce Nelson.
And it brings up Bryce Nelson, the DH. 300 batting average for him, has one of the 2 doubles that were coming in the weekend. First pitch will be high and outside for ball 1. Leadoff walk, followed by another walk to Buffington and Davies. Made it first and second, a ground out, made it second and third. Now there's 2 outs and a 1-1 count with runners at second and third. Here to Bryce Nelson, the DH, the lefty for West Fargo. The 1-1. That'll bounce in. Good block there by Peterson. The count's now 2-1. Rounds working from the windup. Here is the 2-1 pitch. That'll be at the knees for a strike, and the count's now 2-2. Rounds kind of got himself into this mess. He's trying to help maybe get himself out of this mess. 2-2 pitch. That'll bounce in. Again, good block there from Peterson. Keep that in front. Count goes to full at 3-2. Base open at first. Owen Haugen, the third baseman, is on deck. 3-2 pitch. It'll miss for ball 4, and it's the third walk issued in the inning. But so far, no damage yet. And Owen Haugen now will come to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Next up, Owen Haugen.
Haugen, the third baseman, coming in at 182, the batting average. First pitch swinging, line shot. Sudden sunshine trying to get over there, dives but can't make the catch. 2 runs are going to come in to score. Ouellette will cut it off before it got to the warning track. They're going to try and round all 3 runners in. No throw to the plate. It's a 3-run double for Owen Haugen. And a 3-0 lead for West Fargo here in the first inning. First hit of the ball game is a big one.
Now for West Fargo, the right fielder, Ryan Camarillo.
Camarillo now will come to the plate with a runner on at second and 2 away. Here's the first pitch to Camarillo. It'll be missing outside for ball 1. 3-0 lead, 3 RBI double for Haugen. Second time the Eights have been burned with 3 walks in an inning, or the bases loaded being by all walks, as that one's a strike and the count's now 1-1. Happened in yesterday's game against Fort Calhoun, where they had a 5-1 lead that evaporated to a 6-5 deficit in that bottom of the 6th inning. 1-1 pitch is over for a strike and the count's now 1-2. We're that close to getting out of it without any damage. But at least a 3-run inning here for West Fargo. 1-2 pitch from Rounce. Swinging a foul. Staying alive is the right fielder in Camillaro. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Above the zone, the count's now 2-2. Braxton Horde is on deck. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Rounds will get the strikeout and share the side. 3-run score on just 1 hit in the inning, a 3-run double, no errors and 1 man left on base. We're at the bottom of the first. 3-0 lead for West Fargo over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
Bottom of the first. Post State down 3-0 on American Family Insurance. Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. Sudden Sun and Shine will lead things off. He's a left fielder, but followed by the third baseman, Carter Schuffelbein. Miles Doyle, the second baseman, will bat third. Dawson Getsley, shortstop, will bat fourth. Grayson Hunsley, the right fielder, batting fifth. J.J. Buckholz, the first baseman, will bat sixth. Coulter Babcock, the DH, batting seventh. Braden Ouellette, the center fielder, batting eighth. And Nolan Peterson rounding out the order for Post States as he will bat ninth. For the Eights, here is the first pitch to Sudden Sun and Shine. That is missing inside for ball 1 from Jack Davies. And Jack Davies making his third starts in 3 appearances. So that one will hit Sun and Shine, and the Eights will have their leadoff man on base to kick off the bottom of the first. That is the third man that he has hit. He has hit one in each of his on average on each of his 2 starts. 10 2/3 innings in his 2 starts. He is 0-2. 6 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned for Davies. As that one will miss. Nope, I mean, finding the outside corner for a strike, and the count's 0-1. 6 walks, 11 strikeouts, an ERA at 3.28 and a whip at 1.13. That one will catch the outside edge as well, and Schuffelbein now down the count 0-2. Batting average against for Davies, 162, as a staff at 210 coming into the weekend. 0-2 pitch. That'll miss low and away, trying to extend that zone out farther along, and Schuffelbein did not chase, and the count goes now 1-2. Sun and Shine leads away from first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is missing outside. The count's now 2-2. You didn't mention it earlier that it is Harrisburg's pool to lose right now, and I mean that because they're 3-0. Fort Calhoun will play Bennington, Nebraska next before taking on Harrisburg, as that one will be fouled out of play. Count remains at 2-2. But if Fort Calhoun does win that game, then it becomes the championship of the pool. With Fort Calhoun having a chance to go 3-0, Harrisburg Gold would fall to 3-1 if they would win. If Fort Calhoun would win. Going the other way for Schuffelbein. That is going to get down on the right side for a base hit. Rounding second is Sun and Shine. He'll get to third. The throw coming in, and Schuffelbein hesitated just a bit too long with that throw going to third and stays at first base, but he has got another base hit. And it's first and third here with nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. Then brings up the second baseman, Miles Doyle. Then also if West Fargo would get a win here and then would beat Fort Calhoun on Sunday, then all of a sudden you get a 3-way tie for first place. As Schuffelbein takes off with the first pitch, Doyle will foul out of play. So if Fort Calhoun would go 3-0 at the end of the day today, West Fargo would get a win here. Harrisburg obviously then would be at 3-1 if Fort Calhoun's 3-0. Then Fort Calhoun has to beat West Fargo on Sunday to advance. Otherwise, a 3-team tie for first place. That one will get away from the pickoff attempt at first base. A run will come in to score. Schuffelbein will stay at second. An air charge to the pitcher, and a run scores for Post States. Still runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first with nobody out. So the Eights are on the board, down 3-1 here in the bottom of the first. Miles Doyle can make this a one-run ball game. And we might be settling in for a high-scoring game. 12-4 in that last game for Pierre and Harrisburg. Here's the 0-1. That'll get to the backstop. And now to third will go Schuffelbein, and he's just 90 feet away from trying to make this a 3-2 ball game. Doyle can get one of the outfield somewhere, can drive in Schuffelbein. Anywhere up the middle besides back to the pitcher should score the run as well. Here's the 1-1 to Doyle. That one's fouled back, and the count goes now 1-2 here to the Post State second baseman, who last game got an RBI single, made it at that point a 10-3 ball game. Here's the 1-2. Doyle swings and misses and strikes out, and there's the first out here in the bottom of the first, and it will bring up Dawson Getz.
Up next, the shortstop, Dawson Getz.
Getz 0 for 3 in last game after going 2 for 3 in game number 1 of the tournament. Ground back to the pitcher, strikeout and reaching on a fielder's choice. Line shot, base hit, 3-2 ball game. An RBI single for Getz, his make that his fourth RBI of the tournament. And the lead is cut to 1, 3-2 here with one out in the bottom of the first. Good piece of hitting for Post State, going the other way for a couple bases. Their 2 hits have gone the other way. When the pitch is on the outside part of the plate, you go with it. Take it out, take it the other way. That one is on the outside corner for a strike to Hunsley. The count's 0-1. Hunsley 0 for 3 with an RBI in that last game. That point made it 10-4. This will be popped up on the right side in foul territory. The catcher will make the catch. The throw back to first. They got him out at first. Dawson Getz wandered off too far away from first base and will be doubled off. And that will end the inning here in the bottom of the first inning. So 2-run score on 2 hits. There was 1 error and no one left on base. We have the top of the second. 3-2 lead for West Fargo over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
It is the top of the second, and it is a 3-2 lead here for West Fargo over Pierre. As we welcome you back, and it'll be 8-9-1 for West Fargo. Braxton Horde, Logan Kiefer, and James Buffington be the first 3 hitters. First pitch will miss low for ball 1 to Horde to lead off here. Jacob Scholin, the shortstop, not in the batting order. They're DHing for the shortstop instead of the usual pitcher in this ball game. The count's 2-0 here to Braxton Horde. 333 batting average coming into the weekend. That one will miss slow and away, and the count's now 3-0 here to Braxton Horde as Trevor Rounds will try and be more efficient here in this inning. 3-0 pitch. Be a 4-pitch walk, though, to start the top of the second. As the 5th walk issue, make that the 4th walk issued by Rounds so far. Which doesn't help the
First baseman, Logan Kiefer.
pitch count. As Logan Kiefer, the number 9 man, will come to the plate. First pitch is over for strike 1. 33 pitches so far for, make that 34 pitches for Trevor Rounds with nobody out here in the top of the second inning. 0-1 pitch, there's a swing and a miss. Blocked up by Peterson. And the count goes now 0-2. The 0-2 pitch here from Rounds to Kiefer. That's upstairs, and the count's now 1-2. Looking for that second strikeout is Rounds. Maybe a ground ball to erase that leadoff walk as well. The 1-2 pitch. Runner takes off, swing and a miss, a strikeout. The throw to second, not be in time. And it will be a strikeout, though, for Rounds. A stolen base for Horde. And a runner on at second with 1 away. As it brings back to the top of the order, and it'll bring up James Buffington, who walked and scored in that 3-run double from Owen Haugen. Here's the first pitch from Rounds. That'll be upstairs for ball 1. They go back to that first inning, and it's one where you got to do the little things right to win ball games. And Coach Iverson was talking with Dawson Getz at the end before the start of this inning. This will be flown out towards right center field. That's down for extra bases and should score another run. Rolls all the way up towards the wall, and it'll be an RBI double here for Buffington. Second hit is a second double, and another RBI and a 4-2 lead now for West Fargo.
Next, the pitcher, Jack Davies.
And it brings up the pitcher, Jack Davies, who also walked and scored in that first inning. But Getz got too far off of first base on that pop foul, and again, it ended up being a foul ball, and really just be more so be right next to that bag. As that first pitch will bounce in and get to the backstop, a wild pitch that will move the runner to third. A 1-0 count here to Jack Davies. And one that Getz knows. He knows he had a mental mistake. But as the Eights are trying to pick up wins and start to get a lot of wins at some point, then rattle off wins in a row, get a couple more wins in a row, got to be able to do the little things right. As it counts 2-0 here to Davies. 2-0 pitch will bounce in. The count's now 3-0 here to Davies. Catcher Carson Wilkie is on deck. Here's a 3-0 from Rounds. That'll be at the knees for a strike, and the count's now 3-1. Three-one pitch. Chopper that is foul, third base side. The count goes to now 3-2. Well, then you go on the other side of it for what Getz did and what Scheffelbein did as well. The outside strike, or at least from where we're sitting on the press box, it looks like the outside strike has consistently been there throughout all three games of this Dakota Classic. This will drive in another run, ground ball that Getz will field moving in on. The throw to first will be in time. Good play from Dawson Getz. Run does score, though. And it's a 5-2 lead on the RBI ground out with 2 outs here in the top of the second. So an RBI now for the pitcher Davies, and it brings up Carson Wilkie with nobody on and 2 away.
Now the catcher, Carson Wilkie.
With that pitch on the outside portion of the plate, you're not trying to pull it. Just go the other way and hit it where it's pitched, and the Eights got their 2 hits doing that and scoring a run on top of it. With the RBI single from Dawson Getz, with Scheffelbein and first move Sutton Sunshine over to third on that base hit. Counts 2-0. And was able to score on an error. But then the base hit from Getz made it a 3-2 ball game. That one's on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's 2-1. We'll be at 6, 7, 8. J.J. Buckles, Coulter Babcock, and Braden Houlette to hit for post 8 in the bottom of the second. That one's at the knees for a strike, and the count's now 2-2. And Rouse will be looking for his third strikeout. 2-2. Chopper left side. Dawson Getz will field in the hole. Strong throw across, but it's going to be wide, and it will be most likely a base hit and then an error charge to Getz. And it's a runner on at second with 2 away. That was a tough play. I don't know if that was going to be on the money if he was still going to be out. But it will be an error regardless to Getz. That will move the runner from first to second. As Parker Henrich will come to the plate. He lined out to Getz over at short and a sliding catch by the shortstop. First pitch, that one just missing upstairs, maybe a little bit inside. It will be just a straight error by the shortstop and Getz. Here's the 1-0. It'll miss low and inside, and counts now 2-0. That's the second error of the ball game between the two sides. But first error for post 8. That one will catch the top of the zone, the outside corner. The count's 2-1. Here's the 2-1 here from Rounds to Henrich. That'll miss low, and the count goes to now 3-1. In danger of the fifth walk now for Rounds. 3-1 pitch. That one's fouled back, and the count is now at 3-2 here to the West Fargo cleanup man in the left fielder. As Henrich will dig back in the 3-2 coming here from Rounds. From the stretch delivers, fouled back. And we'll do it again here. It's 3-2. Three-two again here from Rounds. Inside, ball four. As first and second here with two away. That is the fifth walk issued. And it brings up the DH Bryce Nelson, who also drew a walk in his first trip to the plate. Nelson had walked to load the bases before Owen Haugen, who is on deck right now, unloaded it with the 3-run double. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Chopper on the right side. Buckles will back up and make the play. He will take to the bag himself and retire the side here in the top of the second. Another 2-run scorer with 1 hit and 1 error and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. 5-2 lead for West Fargo over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
5-2 lead here for West Fargo over Pierre as we welcome you back. J.J. Buckles, Coulter Babcock, and Braden Hulette be the first 3 hitters, 6, 7, and 8 for the 8s. As the first pitch swinging for Buckles, he'll foul that out of play for strike 1. Had just 1 hit in that last game, or 1 at bat in that last game, went 0 for 1. An RBI single on Friday. Yesterday, that one will be at the bottom of the zone and taken for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. Quickly, the 0-2 pitch here from Davies. There's a fly ball to deep left field for Buckles. That will one hop off the wall. He'll round first on his way to seconds. He'll pull up with a stand-up leadoff double for J.J. Buckles. Good piece of hitting there from the first baseman. An 0-2 count that turns into a double for Post States. Then it brings up Coulter Babcock. So the 8s are back in business, down by 3 here in the top of the bottom of the second. Here's the first pitch to Coulter Babcock. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Coulter Babcock in that last game went 1 for 2, singled in that 5th inning. Helped kind of get things going for Post State and had back-to-back singles with Gunnar Edson. That one's over for a strike, and the count's quickly 0-2 here to Babcock. And Davies back-to-back hitters. He's gotten ahead 0-2 in the counts. We'll see if Babcock can do what Buckles did and find a gap somewhere. 0-2 pitch, he swings and misses for strike 3. And there's one down here in the bottom of the second. And it brings up Braden Hulette. This will be Hulette's first time to the plate after throwing 5 1/3 innings on Friday, and did not hit in game 1 of the day today. First pitch will be missing low for ball 1. Hulette threw well on Friday, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs. End up with 3 strikeouts as well for Hulette. 1-0 pitch will be inside. The count's now 2-0. And for Braden Hulette on the season, looking for that first hit right now, 0 for 3 overall in 4 plate appearances. That'll be inside. The count's now 3-0. A walk and 2 strikeouts in 3 of those 4 plate appearances. Up ahead, the count 3-0 right now against Jack Davies. 3-0. That'll be over for a strike. 3-1 the count. Number 9 man Nolan Peterson is on deck. Three-one pitch. That is outside edge for a strike, and the count's now 3-2. Davies puts that one there again. And again, Hulette's, if that outside strike is there, they're looking for that outside pitch again. 3-2 pitch. Hulette will ground to the right side and will move the runner over to third. Throw to first will just beat Hulette from Buffington to Kiefer. And there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the second. And it brings up Nolan Peterson. Peterson looking for his first hit here of the tournament. Was 0 for 5 right now with the sacrifice bunt. Guy trying to get himself out of a mini slump right now. First pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Going to be a guy that will find it again. Be great to get that RBI single right now as that one's fouled back and the count's now 1-1. But anybody that's played the game of baseball, regardless of when you ended your career of baseball, you know that was the top of the zone. That's the strike, and the count's now 1-2. You know, at some point you go through a slump where you just can't buy a hit. Even if you take some good swings, get a good piece of the ball. 1-2 pitch will miss low and away, and the count's now 2-2. There's times where you can't seem to find anything to fall for you. 2-2 pitch. There's a line shot, and that's a base hit for Nolan Peterson. That'll get out towards right center field. He'll round first, and he will pull up with an RBI single to make it a 5-3 ball game. And the Aids are back within 2. Back to the top of the order for Sutton Sunshine, who was hit by a pitch in his first trip to the plate. So an RBI for Nolan Peterson. He is 1 for 1 in this ball game. Sunshine will take strike 1. 4th hit of the ball game for Post State. As he trailed by 2, 5-3. 0-1 pitch. That is missing low and away, and the count's now 1-1. Sunshine did score on the throwing error from the pitcher in a pickoff attempt. 1-1, fouled out of play, and the count's now 1-2. Last game had a 2 RBI double going 1 for 2, and ended up going 2 for 5 in the first game of this tournament. So not a bad Dakota Classic for Sunshine, but then he will take strike 3 as he is caught frozen looking at that curveball and retires aside in the second. Another run scores on 2 hits in the inning, no errors and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the third, 5-3 lead for West Fargo over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
It is the top of the third, and Post State is down 5-3 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And it will be 6, 7, and 8. Owen Haugen, Ryan Camarillo, and Braxton Horde, the first three hitters for West Fargo. And Logan Kiefer would follow if anybody reaches base. After a 3-run first, 2-run second, Rounds is trying to find his way to a big 0 to keep Post State within 2 runs right now going to the bottom of the third. We potentially could be in for a higher scoring game. First pitch was over for a strike to Haugen, who had a 3-run double in that first inning. That one will miss low and away for ball 1. The 3 walks in that first inning, all were on base with 2 outs, and Haugen was able to clear the bases with a double. 1-1. That'll bounce in. The count's now 2-1. Two hits so far, both being doubles. They've got 4 RBIs on those 5, or of the 5 runs they've scored. 4 of those have come from the 2 doubles. The other RBI, a ground down from the pitcher Davies. Count is 2-2. Here to Haugen. 2-2 pitch, just missing, maybe a little bit low. Not quite outside, missing. But the count is now full at 3-2. Full count pitch. That is a fly ball to center field. Hulett, he'll backpedal. He will make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired here in the top of the third inning.
Right fielder, Ryan Camarillo.
And here's Ryan Camarillo, the right fielder, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. One of the 2 strikeout victims for Trevor Rounds through 2 innings, now 2 1/3 innings. As he digs in, first pitch, swinging at it and fouling it back. The count's 0-1. Might have climbed the ladder a little bit. Again, he was coming in, didn't have a chance to talk about it. He is the team leader in hits coming in the weekend. 625 batting average. Ground ball to shuffle by a third. Didn't take a great hop to him, but he still stayed with it and threw it across the diamond for an out. And there's 2 down now here in the top of the third inning. And it brings up Braxton Horde, who walked to lead off the top of the second. He's 0 for 2. He had 10 hits, 10 for 16 coming into the weekend. So to have him be 0 for 2 is a pretty good start to the day. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Braxton Horde. Schuffelbein was able to stay with it last night. He had that play at third and took 1 step back as the count's quickly 0-2, and the ball kind of played him instead of him playing the ball. This time he stayed back on it again and saw that hop from the edge of the infield grass where it turns into turf, which that lip of grass and dirt grass and turf can cause things to be a little bit of a shaky bounce, but he stayed with it to make a fine play. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Rounds to the top of the third. We hit the bottom of the third. A 5-3 lead for West Fargo over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles. Plus, a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com. Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle, 605-280-8710 or Tony, 605-280-4771.
It is the bottom of the third, and Post States is down 5-3 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And it is Carter Schuffelbein to lead things off. Schuffelbein, Doyle, and Getz, the first three hitters. First pitch swinging. That one's grounded just found on the third base line. Schuffelbein had his back foot almost outside the batter's box, but was able to somehow pull the ball still as it counts 0-1. Went the other way with a base hit in his first trip to the plate. 0-1 pitch is on the outside corner and a strike, and the count's now 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. That one's fouled back and it remains at 0-2. Schuffelbein and Sun and Shine before the games, they saw a gopher that was, I think, got maybe a home behind home plate. They were trying to gopher chase, and the count's now 1-2. They had him trapped, but he got free and found his way back, burrowed underground. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball left side, high hop for Haugen, and an easy play across. The leadoff man is retired here in the bottom of the third inning. And there's one down for now Miles Doyle. Doyle struck out swinging his first at-bats. Doyle is one guy that he didn't have the outing he wanted in that first game, just lasted an inning against Harrisburg. The first pitch is a curveball that floats to the top of the zone for a strike, and the count's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is fouled out of play, and the count's 0-2, but he will be one that he knows that he's got a better outing in him, and that hopefully will lead to him being pretty dialed in on Wednesday against Aberdeen. Not that he wasn't dialed in this game, as that one is on the outside corner for a strike, and Doyle is down for the second time on strikes, and there's two away. And I'll bring up Dawson Getz, who had an RBI single in that top of the first inning, going the other way with it. And that's all you can do on that pitch that Doyle struck out on. You're hoping that you can stick the bat out there to get a base hit in the right field, because it's going to be pretty tough to try and do anything with that pitch other than try and just poke it in the right field. 1-0 pitch. That one's lined back up the middle. Hat fell off the pitcher, but that was him just ducking that quick. It did not go off the hat of the pitcher in Davies, but gets this one hard right back up the middle. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game, and he's on here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third, and it brings up Grayson Hunsley. Hunsley popped out of the catcher in foul territory, turned into a double play. He is 0 for 1 right now as the first pitch will come in, and Hunsley will pop this up to the right side. Coming in as a right fielder, Camarillo to make the catch and retire the side here in the third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the fourth, 5-3 lead for West Fargo over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Sometimes you get a piece of it and the ball sails over the fence. Other times, despite your best efforts, you strike out. I'm not just talking about the game, I mean your day. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
As we welcome you back, it is the top of the fourth and a 5-3 lead for West Fargo as they will have 9-1-2. Logan Kiefer lead things off, followed by James Buffington and Jack Davies. First pitch will miss for ball one. Rounds has retired the last four hitters in a row with that 1-2-3 third inning. Trying to do so the same here in the fourth. As the Eights right now trail it by 2, 5-3. This pitch will be popped up right side, foul territory, long run for Buckles, and he'll run out of time to get to it, and the count goes now 1-1. Good hustle there from Buckles, right near the edge of the right field bullpen, which is in play. It would have been right around home plate area of the bullpen out in right field. The count is 1-1. Here to Logan Kiefer. 1-1 pitch, that's a strike, and the count's now 1-2. I think it's San Francisco. No, I don't even think San Francisco anymore. Maybe it's just Oakland that has their bullpens in play. This will be Carter shuffle by. Nice play from third base on a slow roller. Gets in front of Getz and makes the play across the diamond. There's one down here in the top of the fourth. And then we'll bring up James Buffington. Bullpens in foul territory, just like the baseball and football fields being combined, are becoming a thing of the past. First pitch is over for strike one from Rounds to Buffington. I think it was Oakland as well the last time that there was a baseball and football field being used with the Raiders and the A's. This will be above the head of Buffington. The count's now 1-1. Those early September games, or just in general the September games of all the baseball fields that would be in play. Miami had it for a while. This will be flown out towards shallow center field, and Houlette will make the catch. And there's two down here in the top of the fourth. And brings up Jack Davies. Davies with an RBI ground down. He is 0 for 1. Also with a walk in that first inning. 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the fourth. First pitch swinging. This one's skied out of play on the left side. And the count's 0-1. Those cookie cutter type stadiums that were built back in the day to be able to host football and baseball. 0-1 pitch. There's a check swing, but a full swing, and the count's now 0-2 here to Davies. Now I feel like the cookie cutter stadiums are turning into what the Texans and Colts, I think even somewhat of what Dallas has. This will be flown in foul territory in front of Grayson Hunsley, and the count remains at 0-2. And then there's plans for all these other stadiums to be built, and same with the Las Vegas Raiders. And I think Rounds will come out of the ball game to keep him available to maybe pitch on Wednesday as Coach Iverson comes out with an 0-2 count and 2 outs. It's just the two guys talking, or the three guys with Peterson over there as well. Try and see. He is at 80 pitches right now. That was his 80th pitch, and that will be the end of the day for Trevor Rounds. So it is a strategic move to keep Rounds available to throw Wednesday against Aberdeen, so they will go to the bullpen, as it will be Bridger Babcock that will come in and pitch for Post State. We'll step aside. We'll come back here in a minute and tell you the changes. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide! College! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
The Toyota truck family. Outlast and outlive every adventure. The Toyota Tundra is large and in charge with exceptional performance, making the powerhouse ultra-capable for practically any task. The Tundra delivers proper performance with a twin-turbo V6 engine and 10-speed automatic transmission for when the going gets rough. Whether you're conquering off-road trails or hauling the weight of the world, the Toyota Tundra at Capital City Toyota is offering great APR rates as low as 1.99% for 48 months, with other specials up to 72 months for qualified buyers. Contact a sales professional at Capital City Toyota today.
So Bridger Babcock is in the pitch for Post States. The lineup does not change, with Coulter Babcock will be hitting for Bridger as the DH still. With him just entering the game, everybody else will stay in their position. So Coulter Babcock remains in the lineup. Bridger Babcock now enters the game to pitch with an 0-2 count and 2 outs and nobody on. 3 2/3 for Trevor Rounds. He gave up 2 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts on 80 pitches, and that was nothing more than strategy from River Iverson to make sure that he stays available for Wednesday. Because you're playing Aberdeen, while you want to go and win this game, and Rounds was really starting to kind of settle in, you're thinking about South Dakota games, as the 0-2 pitch will miss low and away for ball 1. Here to Jack Davies, who had to, it was a good 0-2 pitch, because Davies is trying to figure out what pitches is going to be coming from Bridger Babcock, and the first one that I see, and I got a 2-strike count on me. 1-2 pitch, that's a ground ball to Dawson, gets it short. He will field his throw to first. 2 pitches to get out of the inning for Bridger Babcock, and another 1-2 inning for the Eights. We had the bottom of the 4th, 5-3 lead for West Fargo over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
It is the bottom of the 4th, and a 5-3 lead here for West Fargo over Pierre, and it will be 6, 7, 8. J.J. Buckles, Coulter Babcock, and Braden Houlette. That will be the first 3 hitters. Davies has thrown 48 pitches through 3 innings. And again, if the game's on Thursday for Post State, Trevor Rounds is going to continue in that game, because he had retired 6 in a row to that point before being relieved. But as he settled in and started to find his groove, well, it got to the point where he was at the 80 pitch count mark, and you'd rather have him for Wednesday than trying to continue to pitch here in this ball game. And again, you want to win every game you play, but there are games that are much more important, and that is South Dakota games that aren't very important to try and win. And Aberdeen will be a good team this year. If you can get a couple wins, that'll really help the seed point average go up. This will be behind Buckles in the 1-1 pitch, and the count's now 2-1 who doubled the lead off the second inning. Came in to score on the RBI single from Nolan Peterson. The 2-1. That'll miss low, and the count's 3-1. A 3-run first inning for West Fargo. 2-run second inning, where Post State had a 2-run first and a 1-run second. There's a ground ball on the left side, fielded by the shortstop in Sholin. His throw to first will be in time, and the leadoff man retired. Here to kick off the bottom of the fourth. And it brings up Coulter Babcock, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Actually, it will be Bridger Babcock that will hit for himself. So Bridger Babcock now will hit, and the first pitch will be over for strike one. So the DH is gone for the rest of the ball game for Post State. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. Davies, a couple of shakes of the pitch, the 0-2, and lifting it out into left center field. Bridger Babcock's got a base hits, and he is 1 for 1 in the ball game, and a 1-out single to bring up Braden Houlette. We get time called, and a lot of baseballs being brought in. Potentially, well, no, they're going to be just across the way over to West Fargo dugout. But Braden Houlette to ground out to the second baseman in his first trip to the plate. Back-to-back lefties in the order here for the Eights. First pitch to him, swings and misses for strike one. 1 out here at the bottom of the fourth. Post State down by 2. Here in game 2 of the day, and also game 2 for Post States. That one's upstairs, and the count's now 1-1. Both these teams will be done for the day after this one. West Fargo, who played 2 games yesterday, will play again tomorrow in their 4th and final game of pool play. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-2. If they win this game, they are still alive to try and advance, barring that Fort Calhoun would beat Harrisburg in the final game tonight. Obviously, Harrisburg can not have to worry about any of that if they just handle business against Fort Calhoun. As that'll be taken on the inside edge for a strike, and that'll be strike 3 to Houlette, and there's 2 down. And we'll bring up now Nolan Peterson. 4 strikeouts, make that 5th strikeout of the ball game for Davies. And it brings up the catcher Nolan Peterson, who is 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Made that a 5-3 ball game at the time, and that's where we still stand here at the 5-3 lead for West Fargo. Pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Post State, 2019, they got a pool win and then also a quarterfinal win to get the semifinals. 2021, they got a pool win as well, end up losing the quarterfinals. I believe they had played the Harrisburg team in the quarterfinals. Well, they played here at Harrisburg, but I think ended up losing that game, or did not play against Harrisburg. That one will catch the inside corner for a strike, and the count's now 2-1 on the curveball that caught the black at the plate. 2-1 pitch. This will be flown out towards right field. Shallow coming in. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Bridger Babcock will round second. He's on his way to third. He'll stand up there. And Peterson now 2 for 2 in the ball game. Then it brings to the top of the order for Sun and Shine.
Now for Pierre, Sun and Shine.
And the last couple of years for Post State didn't advance past the pool play round, but did not win their South Dakota game now the last 2 seasons as well. First pitch will be over for strike 1. Coach Iverson, part of that 2019 team that got to the semifinals of the Dakota Classic. That is on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. That was back when it was still a 3-day tournament, playing Friday, Saturday, and the semifinals and championship on Sunday. 0-2 pitch. That'll be well outside. The throw will be caught by the second baseman who came in. The stolen base for Peterson. And the second baseman in Buffington came in to cut the throw off to make sure that Bridger Babcock did not try and score. But the tying run is now at second. A base hit could tie the ball game up. 1-2 pitch. Sun and Shine will shoot that out towards center field. Backing up to center fielder. Still going back off of his glove. He'll go all the way out to the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Sun and Shine. He's rounding second on his way to third. That one skips away, and he will stay there at third, although, again, was missed by the shortstop trying to pick it up. Obviously, where that ball was at, you don't really want to try and you can't foresee that happening, but it'll be a 2-run triple for Sun and Shine. And the Eights have tied the game up at 5 here in the bottom of the 4th. And another extra base hit for Sun and Shine. He's got 2 doubles and a triple. And has picked up 4 RBIs. Ground ball by Scheffelbein. Off the glove of the shortstop. I don't know if he was going to make the play anyway, but it's a 6-5 lead for Post State, a 3-run inning. And they get their first lead of the ball game. And Scheffelbein extends the inning now to Miles Doyle. We'll see if that will be ruled a base hit or an error. Again, the biasness would give Scheffelbein a hit and an RBI. That'll be at the top of the zone for a strike here to Miles Doyle. And they will be an RBI single, infield single for Scheffelbein. And a now 3-run inning that gives the Eights a 6-5 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Miles Doyle 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 9 hits in the ball game for Post State. Runner takes off for second to throw to second. Scheffelbein will slide, but he is caught stealing, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 4th. But a 3-run inning for the Eights is to get 3 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors and no one left on base. We head to the 5th. Post State's got a 6-5 lead over West Fargo. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Top of the 5th, Post State now leads at 6-5. The American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard. Carson Wilkie, Parker Hendrich, and Bryce Nelson be the first 3 hitters. 3, 4, and 5 for West Fargo. As it has been 7 straight retired by Post State pitchers. With the fact that Rounds had retired 6 in a row, Bridger Babcock threw just 2 pitches to get the final outs in the top of the 4th. Delivers the first pitch for ball 1 here in the top of the 5th. Wilkie is 0 for 2, reached on an error in his last trip to the plate. 1-0 pitch. This will be a popped foul right side, and Buckles was not going to get to it, but the first base umpire and Buckles were trying to figure out who was going to go where, and they both chose the same path. And then Buckles landed in play, but there's no chance for him to go get it. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one will miss alone. The count's now 2-1. Now the because of the umpire, it's a different scenario. If it's a first base coach that you end up running into, obviously it's a little bit farther down the line, but then there's a little bit more of an argument from from Coach Iverson. Even if that play still becomes unplayable and then first base coach not trying to get in the way. Counts 3-1 here to Bridger Babcock. It actually happened in a Major League game. The A's, I believe it was the Blue Jays last Sunday. That's over for a strike. The count's now 3-2. There's a pop foul in the first base dugout, and where Oakland is at, there is no railing on the dugout in Oakland. And the first baseman had gone over to try and make the catch, and one of the coaches came out of the dugout as that one is fouled down the left field line. The count remains at 3-2. And instead of going farther into the dugout, he just got out of the dugout to try and get out of the way and end up running into the first baseman. The ball dropped right in play, right next to the first baseman, which then ends up being an out anyway. As a 3-2, a miss low for ball 4, and the leadoff walk issued to Wilkie. And it brings up Henrich with nobody out and a runner on at first. Henrich is 0 for 1 with a line out to Dawson Guest, drew a walk in the second inning. But something I don't know if I've ever really seen that happen in a baseball game before. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Anytime that somebody might get close to interfering with a player or coach would be if the player is leaning over the railing on a dugout trying to make a play. And even then, they're not really trying to interfere. They're just trying to make sure the guy doesn't fall and hurt himself. Runner takes off. 1-0 pitch is popped foul out of play, and the count goes to now 1-1. But the oddity of the Oakland Coliseum, which won't be around too much longer for the A's to be playing in, that big foul territory that they have, and on top of the dugout that has zero railing because you're really so far away from. Runner takes off again. The throw to second, and the tag is not implied in time. And a stolen base for Carson Wilkie. And the count is at 1-2 though, as that pitch was called a strike on Henrich. Here is the 1-2 pitch from Bridger Babcock. Runner takes off for third. That one will be on the hand. That's a foul ball. After it went off the handle of the bat, and still 1-2 count to Henrich with a runner on at second. Babcock will come set from the stretch. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Time is called, though. Trying to limit the timing of that runner on at second so he doesn't get another good jump like he did that last time, trying to steal third. 1-2 pitch. That one will miss just inside, and the count's now 2-2. Babcock looking for his first strikeout. 2-2. Ground ball, third base side, but that is foul. And we will do it again here at the 2-2 count. Everybody, the Dakota Classic had a somewhat of a delay to get rolling. With Renner, Brandon Valley, a lot of those places all having somewhat of a delay as it counts now 3-2. Of course, we were an hour behind. Sanford Sports Complex playing with a lot of games on those fields, as that one will be fouled out of play. And remains at 3-2 here to Henrich, with Harmon, who had games on both the 1 and 2 fields. They just moved to Sanford, the Sports Complex, before they even got to the day. This will hit Henrich, and it will be the first two guys to reach base here in the top of the 5th inning. And nobody on and or make that nobody out and 2 on for now Bryce Nelson.
Now for West Fargo, Bryce Nelson.
So Nelson will have a chance after Peterson will go out and talk with his pitcher and Bridger Babcock. See if we can get you some updates. See how things are looking across the Dakota Classic. Renner is now 1-2 after they lost to Gretna East, who is 2-0. Them and Norfolk are both 2-0 so far in the tournament, so they look like they'll be battling out for a spot in the winner of the pool. That'll be coming up. That'll be a 1 o'clock game. This will be a bunt down the third base line, picked up by Bridger Babcock. The throw to first will not be in time. It's a perfect bunt laid down for a base hit by Nelson to load the bases with nobody out here in the top of the fifth inning. And we'll bring up Owen Haugen. Columbus, Nebraska, they beat Sioux Falls East 7-5, so they're in the driver's seat to win the pool. With that 4 teams in there. Lincoln Pius is at 2-0. They beat Sioux Falls West. First pitch over for strike one. Infield is in all the way around. Any ground ball they're going to go home with in the force out. What you like to see is a ground ball back to Bridger Babcock for the start of a 1-2-3 double play. Here's the 0-1 to Haugen. That one's a strike, whether it be a swing or called strike. It counts 0-2. He is 1 for 2 with a 3-run double. He came up with the bases loaded in 2 outs in the first inning and unloaded the bases with a 3-run double. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball, shuffle bind, can't make the sliding play. 1 run will come in to score to tie the game up. 2nd run will try and score. The throw will come in. It'll be up the line just a little bit. Everybody will advance on the throw. It's a 7-6 lead now for West Fargo. A 2 RBI single. He's got 5 RBIs in the ball game for Owen Haugen. And everybody else advanced as well, as Nelson got to 3rd on the throw. Haugen went to 2nd as well, and a 2 RBI single. 5 RBIs for Haugen. And Ryan Camarillo's got a chance to extend a 1-run lead here for West Fargo in the top of the 5th inning. That one's fouled back, straight back to the netting. The count's 0-1. He's 0 for 2, struck out swinging and also grounded out. So our Post State had the 3-run 4th to get the 1-run lead. The lead quickly vanishes with nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. That one's on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's 0-2. Again, we've got coverage of the NHL Stanley Cup Final coming up at 6:30 tonight here on KCCR. Florida and Edmonton. Chance for a closeout game for Florida. 0-2 pitch taken on the outside corner for strike 3. And there's 1 down, first strikeout for Bridger Babcock. And we'll bring up Braxton Horde, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. And that outside strike it's been there, and for these pitchers, want to live on that outside corner. Outside part of the plate, anywhere on the outside portion. And one will get away, though, trying to go outside. The toss is not going to be in time, and a run will score on a wild pitch. And it's now an 8-6 lead for West Fargo. That brings up Owen Haugen to 3rd. A 1-0 count here to Horde. An 8-6 lead for West Fargo. 1-0 pitch from Babcock. Upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. Number 9-man Logan Kiefer is on deck. Here is the 2-0 pitch. This will be skied into shallow right center field. Houlette will come in and make the catch. The runner will bluff the tag. And it's a second out and a good play from Houlette to fire it home. And the run has to stay put at 3rd base. So there's 2 down now here in the top of the 5th. And it brings up Logan Kiefer, the 7th man, to come to the plate in the inning. Just 4 hits in the ball game, but 8 runs for West Fargo. First pitch to Logan Kiefer, swings and misses for strike 1. That 3-run double by Haugen, the only hit in that first inning. An RBI double, the only hits in the second. And 2 hits in the inning, along with a 2-run single for Haugen. Here is the 0-1 pitch. That will bounce in. Good block there from Peterson. The count's 1-1. So of the runs that have scored, only 2 of the 8 runs have scored by reaching on a base hit. The RBI double from Buffington, he came around to score. And a base hit from Nelson, that was a bunt single. The only 2 guys that have scored while reaching base with a base hit. This will be pop foul. Schuffelbein will give it a look, but it will land out of play, and the count's now 1-2. Game 2 here today at Harrisburg. 3rd game overall for both these teams. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Gets away from Peterson. Will he be able to make a play? The throw to the plate will not be missed by Bridger Babcock, and the runner will take second as well. And it's now a 9-6 lead for West Fargo. A drop 3rd strike. Kiefer will get to first. It'll end up being an throwing error from Peterson, who at the last moment thought about maybe trying to get the runner out at home instead of throwing it to first. I don't know if Bridger Babcock was aware the throw was coming to him. First pitch now to the top of the order is over for a strike to Buffington, who is 1 for 2. He walked in the first, doubled in the second, doubled home run the second, and flew out to the center fielder who let in the 4th. 4-run, 5th inning, swing and a miss. And the count's now 0-2. Post State, who just can't quite outscore their opponent in a half an inning right now. As the 0-2 pitch will come in here from Bridger Babcock to Buffington. Bouncing in, good block there from Peterson. West Fargo scored 3 in the first. Post State answered, but scored just 2 in that first inning. And then the 2-run second inning for West Fargo was responded by a run in the second. So it added that lead up to 2 at the end of 2 innings. Post State did score 3 in the bottom of the 4th, but then was answered now by at least 4 runs here in the 5th inning. So as Post State scores, they're just still being outscored by 1 every, whether it be the half inning before, the half inning after. To now be a 3-run lead for West Fargo, 9-6 here in the top of the 5th. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. They will send the runner from third. It skips off the glove of Foulette. It'll be an RBI single to make it a 10-6 ball game now for West Fargo. So it's now a 4-run lead here for West Fargo. And Jack Davies, who grounded out to end the 4th inning, the 9th man to come to the plate here in the 5th. The ground ball, that's going to get through the left side for a base hit. Getz is able to field it, but no chance to try and make a play. And another RBI or another base hit to make it first and second, and they'll bring up the 10th man to the plate with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning.
Single by Davies brings up Carson Wilkie.
So now Carson Wilkie, who walked to lead off the inning, come back to the plate. And time will be called. Peterson will pick up the bat to his right. That was still sitting there, and the fans making sure that no danger of having that bat to the right of the home plate batter's box, as that one will be fouled down the third base line for strike 1. Oh, 1 count here to Carson Wilkie. The pitch, swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. 5-run fifth. A 10-6 lead for West Fargo. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. It is blocked by Peterson. He'll have to throw it to first. It bounces, and Buckles can't make the play. Another error to keep the inning alive. The bases are now loaded. We'll bring up Parker Henrich. So 2 errors now in the inning for the Eights. Both coming on drop third strikes. Not really much of a drop third strike, but a pitch that was in the dirt. The throw just didn't have enough juice to get to the first baseman in Buckles, and it couldn't pick it cleanly. So 1-0 count now here to Henrich. That one's at the top of the zone and taken for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. Henrich 0 for 1. Walk was hit by a pitch as well. 1-1 pitch. This will be popped foul. That'll get out of play behind us, and the count goes now 1-2. All of a sudden for West Fargo, and again with an 8-run rule after 5, they've got the 8th run at the plate right now. 1-2 pitch, taken for strike 3, and that will put an end to the inning. 3 strikeouts in the inning, make that 4 strikeouts in the inning for Bridger Babcock, but 5-run score to make it a 10-6 lead for West Fargo over Pierre. Back in a minute, you're listening to Post-8 Baseball on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Verdig Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Verdig Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Verdig Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Verdig Electric, 224-8684.
It is the bottom of the 5th, and Post-8 is down the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard, 10-6. Miles Doyle, Dawson Getz, Grayson Hunsley, 3, 4, and 5 here for the Eights in the bottom of the 5th inning, as they are now having to work from behind by 4 runs. We're down 3-0 and 5-2. Before now being down 10-6 in this ball game. So here is Miles Doyle. He is 0 for 2. He was left at the plate when Schuffelbein was thrown out trying to take second. First pitch will hit him. The leadoff man is on base and down by 4. If you're going to start making a comeback here in the bottom of the 5th inning, it's a good start. But the Eights are quickly down to their final 9 outs here, down by 4. They were just 9 outs away from getting a win, but that quickly turned away to the other side. Here's Dawson Getz, who is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Does have an RBI. Pops this one foul out of play on the right side. Count is 0-1. We've got one more game tomorrow. 12:45 will be coverage. 1 o'clock first pitch between Pierre and Bennington, Nebraska. There's a ground ball that'll be up the middle. Glove flip to second for 1. The first is in time for a double play. And a smooth play from Scholin, who didn't even put the hand towards the glove. Just an easy glove flip to start the 6-4-3 double play, and there's 2 down. It's a smooth play from Scholin. That's not one to really that you see very often in a high school game, but Scholin made it look like that was like he can do it in his sleep. Counts 0-1 here to Grayson Hunsley. 0-1 pitch is fouled out of play, and the count's quickly 0-2. And Davies, who after hitting Doyle on the first pitch, is one strike away from making it an orthodox 1-2-3 inning. 0-2 pitch, that is fouled back. That might have got a piece of the catcher and the home plate umpire. The count is still at 0-2. Here is the 0-2 pitch. Missing outside, and the count's now 1-2. Huntley 0 for 2 so far. Looking to get him to chase on that 1-2 curveball that falls away from the plate. Huntley was lunging a little bit, but didn't swing, and the count's now 2-2. That'll be above the head. Huntley ducked underneath, and from 0-2 now to 3-2. And Huntley trying to extend the inning to J.J. Buckles, who was 1 for 2 in the ball game. Three-two pitch. Floating out towards shallow left field, and a jump from the shortstop and can't make the catch after Scholl made that fine play with the glove. He couldn't make it the second highlight reel play. And two-out single for Grayson Huntley. And then brings up J.J. Buckles. Huntley now 1 for 3 in the ball game. Buckles, who's 1 for 2 with the double. Swings and misses the first pitch. Buckles always takes some strong hacks when he's up at the plate. And here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss high and outside, and the count's even at a ball and a strike. 1-1 here from Davies. That's a curveball that drops in for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. One-two pitch here to Buckles. That'll miss outside, and the count's now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bridger Babcock is on deck. 2-2. That's outside, 3-2, and Huntley will get a head start with a full count and 2 outs here at the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Davies will get the strikeouts and retire the side. Here in the 5th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the 6th, Post 8 down 10-6 to West Fargo. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
Springtime has arrived. Service and Parts Department at Buck Motor Company want to remind you to get your vehicle serviced early to avoid any breakdowns and service-related frustrations. Get up to $100 mail-in rebate on a set of 4 tires, along with 4 free oil changes, a $400 value. All AC Delco Marine batteries starting at $134.95 and come with an 18-month warranty. Take $15 off a light detail. Spray in bed liners, $635 on long beds and $595 on short beds. See all our specials at www.beck-motors.com. As we walk you back here, it is the bottom of the 5th. They make that the top of the 6th now. And it will be for West Fargo, 5, 6, and 7. Bryce Nelson, Owen Haugen, and Ryan Camarillo. As the West Fargo Pats are up by 4. Nelson, who is 1 for 2, will dig in, the lefty. He walked in the first, ground out to Buckles in the second, singled in that 5th inning. First pitch is missing outside for ball 1 from Bridger Babcock as we are in the 6th. Post 8's now down their final 6 outs. We'll see if they got chance to fight back. That one missed outside. The count's now 2-0. And if West Fargo wins, their pool play hopes are still alive to try and get a win. That will bounce in. The count's now 3-0. But they would have to have Fort Calhoun beat Harrisburg and probably have to do so with a lot of runs scored. And then would have to maybe score quite a few runs on Fort Calhoun on Sunday, beating them as the 3-0 pitch is over for a strike. The count's now 3-1. If Harrisburg wins tonight, everything else is moot to what West Fargo does today or tomorrow, and same with Fort Calhoun. Harrisburg would be 4-0 and advance out of the pool. 3-1 pitch is fouled out of play, and the count's now 3-2. But if West Fargo does win this game, they stay alive going into tonight when Harrisburg and Fort Calhoun would play, as they would be 2-1, and the chance of Harrisburg and Fort Calhoun also finishing at 3-1 would still be in play. The 3-2 pitch. This will be a long flying ball out towards right field. Hunsley going back out to the wall, and it's going to get out for a home run. A leadoff solo shot for Bryce Nelson. And West Fargo is making it an 11-6 lead. First home run of the year for West Fargo. And it brings up now Owen Haugen. Haugen, who's got 5 RBIs of the 11 runs that have scored. A 3-run double and a 2-run single. 2 for 3 in the ball game. That's the third leadoff home run against Post State today. 2 against Harrisburg, or from Harrisburg, earlier in the day, and now here a leadoff home run from Bryce Nelson. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll be fouled out of play on the right side, and the count's now 1-1. And the same, I mentioned too, if West Fargo gets the win, they also need Fort Calhoun to beat Bennington, Nebraska. That's the first thing they need to have happen. Because if Fort Calhoun would lose that game, then all of a sudden Harrisburg then it becomes pretty much Harrisburg and Fort Calhoun. I think that would actually eliminate West Fargo from winning the pool, because they don't have the tiebreaker against Harrisburg, and then they'd have to beat Fort Calhoun anyway to be 3-1. And if Fort Calhoun loses to Bennington, Nebraska, then the best they can do would be 2-2 by also losing to Fort Calhoun, or losing to West Fargo. Counts 2-2 here to Owen Haugen. 2-2 pitch from Bridger Babcock. Ground ball on the left side. Dawson Getz will field. His throw to first is in time, and after the leadoff home run, Bridger Babcock will come back and gets the ground out, and there's one down here in the top of the 6th. And we'll have a new hitter
for West Fargo,
as
Parker Rolfson.
Parker Rolfson will hit Camarillo as he waits in the first pitch, and that'll miss for ball 1. Rolfson so far, he is 0 for 4 coming into the weekend on the season with an RBI. Does have 3 walks and 8 plate appearances overall. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's a fly ball to right field, and Grayson Hunsley, as that one started to sink in, he'll make the catch, and there's 2 down here at the top of the 6th, and we'll bring up Braxton Horde. Horde is 0 for 2 with a walk.
Braxton Horde.
Struck out swinging in the 3rd, and also flew out to the center fielder Houlette in the 5th. Here's the first pitch to Horde. Ground ball foul on the third base side. The count's 0-1. So again, for West Fargo, they assume that they and we'll talk about them winning this ball game right now. For them to still win the pool, they have to see Fort Calhoun beat Bennington, Nebraska, Fort Calhoun beat Harrisburg, and then they beat Fort Calhoun as there's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 0-2. Those three things have to happen. Pierre and Bennington will not mean anything to them. That'll be the final game of the day of pool play, but those three things have to happen in a row for them to have a shot to win the pool, and then it comes down to the tiebreaker. Swing and a miss and a strikeout for Babcock to finish out the inning. So after the leadoff home run, it was 1-2-3 in order for West Fargo, but a 11-5 lead right now for West Fargo over Pierre. Make that 11-6 lead for West Fargo over Pierre. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you or a family member receiving Medicare calls asking if you've received your new Medicare card? This should be a red flag, as Medicare is not sending out new cards, and Medicare will not contact you to ask you about your card. If you have, or someone you know has received this type of call and they gave out their Medicare number, please contact the South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
We have a pitching change. Gavin Keller will come on and pitch here for West Fargo. Trying to get the final 6 outs of this contest. And for Gavin Keller, this will be his first outing of the season. He has not pitched yet until this point, as he has got a 11-6 lead to work with. Looks like Davies will go out to left field in place of Henrich. Well, actually, Henrich will then move over to first. So we have Ralston out in right as he took over in the batting order for Camarillo. Davies will move from the mound to left. Henrich will move from left to first. And that is where we have everybody positioned. So Keller will enter the game in place of the first baseman in Logan Kiefer. And he will hit first in the 7th inning. So Bridger Babcock now will lead things off for Post States. He is 1 for 1. Coulter went 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and the first pitch to Bridger will miss low for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch that'll miss low, and the count's now 2-0. And just trying to make sure that this is for Gavin Keller his first time on the mound. It is. After not pitching the first five games of the season, did not pitch yesterday at all. That was a swing and a miss by Bridger Babcock, and the count goes now 2-1. 7, 8, 9. Babcock, Hulette, and Peterson, the first 3 hitters. 2-1 pitch. Ground ball on the left side. Diving for the third baseman Haugen. The shortstop and Scholin will make the play, and his throw off balance is not going to be in time, but he did make that a lot closer than I thought it ever could have been. But a leadoff infield single for Bridger Babcock, as he is now 2 for 2, and it brings up Braden Hulette.
Next for Pierre, Braden Hulette.
Hulette's 0 for 2. Ground out to the second baseman Buffington in his first at bat, and then struck out looking back in the 4th. With the Eights down by 5 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch over for strike 1 to Hulette. Nolan Peterson, who is 2 for 2, is on deck, and then we get back to the top of the order. Post State had a 6-5 lead at the end of 4 innings, but a 5-run 5th inning And a run in the 6. I mean, this is an 11-6 ball game. Here's the 0-2 now to Ouellette. Swinging a foul back. And we'll do it again here at 0-2. From the stretch, Gavin Keller will deliver the 0-2 pitch. As we'll get to the backstop, and it will be a wild pitch that will put a runner in a scoring position. As Bridger Babcock will take second. 1-2 counts. Let's see if Ouellette can get a base hit. Make this back to a 5-run ball game. Time is called, and the catcher will make his way out. And again, looking at the rest of the day right now, or the rest of the Dakota Classic, Brandon has got they are 3-0. They beat St. Michael, Minnesota, so they're 3-0, and they're looking to win the pool as well. Sioux Falls make that Yankton at 3-0, and they are closing in on maybe winning that pool. They'll play Buffalo, Minnesota tonight. There's a swing and a miss by Ouellette, and a strikeout for Gavin Keller. And there's one down here in the bottom of the 6th, and we'll bring up Nolan Peterson.
At bat for Pierre, Nolan Peterson.
Kindred, North Dakota, Lincoln, North Star both at 2-0 in the Sanford 1 pool. In the Sanford 2 pool, Gretna, Nebraska is at 2-0. First pitch to Nolan Peterson. It'll be at the top of the zone for a strike. The count's now 2-1. The sun, I don't know if it's really it's kind of trying to come out. This is the brightest we've seen this field, at least for Pierre being here all weekend. This will be flown out towards right center field. Long run. The center fielder will get over to make the catch. Bridger Babcock will tag from second. He will get to third. And there's now 2 down as Peterson nearly was able to shoot the gap for an RBI. But the center fielder in Horde was able to chase it down. And there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. And it will bring up now the top of the order in Sutton Sunshine. So Sun and Shine will try and bring the A's back within 5. Get that run back that scored in the 6th inning on the solo home run from Bryce Nelson, the designated hitter. Here's the first pitch to Sun and Shine that comes inside as he's able to scoot out of the way. He is 1 for 2, hit by a pitch in the first, struck out looking in the second, a 2-run triple in the 4th inning, and helped get Post State in the lead. After a shuffle by an RBI base hit that did give the A's the lead. 2-0 is the count now. Is that one above his head? Jack Davies will give you the totals for him. As he went to 5 innings, giving up 8 hits, 6 runs, 3 of them earned, no walks, and 6 strikeouts on 85 pitches. Count is 3-0 here to Sutton Sun and Shine. 3-0 pitch. And he'll miss outside for ball 4, and it's now 1st and 3rd with 2 away. And it will bring up Carter Schuffelbein. Schuffelbein's 2 for 3. 2 singles, including an RBI hit in the bottom of the 4th. As he has picked up overall 5 hits in this tournament. First pitch on the hands has popped up to the left side of the mound. The catch will be made to his right for Keller, and that will retire the side here in the 6th inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men make that 1 hit. No errors and 2 men left on base. Head of the 7th, Post State is down 11-6 to West Fargo. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
It is the top of the 7th and a 5-run lead for West Fargo on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. West Fargo would have the top of the order. Gavin Keller will get a chance to hit to lead things off, followed by James Buffington and Jack Davies. He might reach his base. And then be Carson Wilkie that will come to the plates. Bridger Babcock, who took over with 2 outs in the 4th inning, will try and get the final 3 outs here in the 7th and give the 8s a chance to try and maybe score 6 runs in that 7th inning. They come back and win the ball game over this West Fargo team. First pitch was over for strike 1. So Keller, who will hit, is 1 for 1, 2 runs driven in coming into this weekend. 0-1 pitch. That's a chopper off the plate, fielded by Getz. His throw to first is in time. 6-3 on the putouts, and there's 1 down here in the top of the 7th. And it's back to the top of the order here for James Buffington. Buffington is 2 for 3, 2 runs driven in, doubled homer run the 2nd, singled homer run the 5th. Also flew out to the center fielder, Braden Houlette, back in that 4th inning after drawing a walk to lead off the bottom of the 1st. First pitch is over for strike 1. Six of the 11 runs for West Fargo reached base either by a walk or was hit by a pitch. Take away those 6 runs, Post State's 2 outs away from a win. Take away even just half those runs, Post State is still, they're down by 2 and a much more chance of a comeback. Not that they can't do it in the bottom of the 7th, but a 2-run comeback is much different than a 5-run comeback in the 7th inning as it counts 1 and 2. And that's where the 8s unfortunately have been here in this ball game. Too many walks and runs scoring off those walks, as that one's fouled out of play, and the count's now still at 1 and 2. You think about last night when the 8s were trying to put away Fort Calhoun, but 3 walks, including then 2 more walks with the bases loaded before a 3-run double. This one will be flown out towards left center field. Houlette will track it down. Good jump there by Houlette to chase it down for the 2nd out. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 7th, and it brings up Jack Davies. Able to get a good read and a good run there from Houlette to track it down the gap. And there's 2 away for now Jack Davies, who is the left fielder for this West Fargo team in the now 7th inning. After going 5 innings on the mound, as the first pitch will miss for ball 1. And the 8s their bats have been good again. 1-0 pitch, bounced in, the count's now 2-0. Unfortunately, I wouldn't even say the arms haven't been good, but just in general have not been able to put guys away. Allowed too many free passes over these 3 games that they have now played here at the Dakota Classic. They've got 11 hits in the ball game to the 7 that West Fargo has. This will be flown out to center field. Braden Houlette will have to back up. He will make a little bit of a jumping catch. Alfonso Soriano would be proud of that jumping catch by Houlette, and that retires the side here in the top of the 7th. 1-2-3 inning for Bridger Babcock in the 7th. Post State down by 5 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our number one priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre. Brought to you by Limebach Construction Incorporated, who can build your recreational home or building along the beautiful lower Lake Oahe area. Whether if your hobby is hunting, fishing, travel, or water sports, we can come up with a building design that will fit your interests and expectations. We pride ourselves on using quality products, customer service, and open communication. Limebach Construction is locally owned and operated, serving the Missouri River community since 1994. For area of service and more information, contact Bill Limebach at 605-223-2738. That's 605-223-2738. As we welcome you back, it is a 11-6 lead for West Fargo over Pierre in the bottom of the 7th, 3, 4, and 5. Miles Doyle, Dawson Guest, Grayson Hunsley need a 5-run comeback here in this 7th inning for the Eights to try and extend this into the 8th inning at the very least. As Doyle will try and get things started here for Post 8. Talking about Alfonso Soriano, the guy that kind of just, wouldn't say necessarily made famous, but he got moved from second base to the outfield. And every time not every time, but a lot of times he'd have a little bit of a hop every time he'd make a catch out in the outfield. Some of it was maybe a little bit of show. Sometimes I think wasn't super comfortable as Miles Doyle is hit by a pitch for the second time in the ball game. And the leadoff man is on base to kick off the bottom of the 7th. And it brings up Dawson Getz, who is 2 for 3 with an RBI. Soriano, who started with the Yankees and ended up with Texas, Washington for a year. As the first pitch to Dawson Getz will miss low and inside. Then he was a Cub for quite a long time until he went back to New York for his final season in the majors back in 2014, over now 10 years ago. 1-0 pitch. Miss low and away, and the count's now 2-0. Which makes me feel a little bit better that at least all these guys that are playing here were alive at the time that Soriano was still playing in Major League Baseball. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That'll miss low and outside. The count's now 3-0. Dawson Getz looking to reach base for the third time in this ball game. He's had a good tournament at the plates. Even though he went 0 for 3 in that first game. 2 for 3 in game number 1, 2 for 3 here in game number 2. Not bad to be 4 for 6, and that one will be over for a strike as the count's now 3-1, and potentially even 5 for 7 by the time that this plate appearance is done. 3-1 count here to Dawson Getz. Pitch on its way. Missed for ball 4, and first two guys have reached base, and the Eights have gotten what they wanted their first two hitters to reach base. And it now brings up here Grayson Hunsley, who is 1 for 3. Was able to get a poke into left center field for a base hit in his last at-bat. As we are reaching the near 2-hour mark of this baseball game. In a 2-hour and 20-minute game last night, an hour and 29-minute game earlier today. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. The game after us, which would be Bennington and Fort Calhoun, was scheduled to start at 3:30, which is right around this time. Obviously, you're looking at more 4:30 after the hour delay, but barring this one going into extra innings, and even if Post State's able to come back, still would be able to start before that 4:30 mark. 1-1 pitch. Hunsley with a ground ball to the right side. Fielded by the second baseman. To throw to second for 1. To first is not going to be in time. Going to a fielder's choice, and it's runners at first and third here with 1 away. And West Fargo gets that first out. Now 2 outs away from going 2-1 in the tournament. Good play there from Buffington, who was moving to his right, and make that moving to his left. and was able to stop and turn and not fall away from that second base bag to make that throw. Here is now J.J. Buckles. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. He is 1 for 3 with a double. Came in to score in that second inning. Post State had a 6-5 lead. Made that a 6-5 lead in the bottom of the fourth, but a 5-run top of the fifth. An extra run in the sixth inning on a solo shot. Let's put this game into a 5-run deficit for the A's to try and climb back from just 2 outs away from falling to 0-3 in the tournament. 0-2 pitch here to Buckles. He'll sky this one out towards right center field. Runner probably will tag. The center fielder will make the catch. The runner will tag and score in Doyle without a throw, as the center fielder in Horde had stopped his momentum to make the catch and to make sure that he didn't run into his teammate in right field in Rolfson. Run scores to make it 11-7 on a sac fly RBI for J.J. Buckles, but the Eights are now down to their final outs. And Bridger Babcock will come to the plate. He is 2 for 2. Trying to extend it to Braden Houlette. First pitch will come in and will hit him. So he will still be 2 for 2, but he's been on base all 3 times, and it's first and second. And that tying run will move to the on-deck circle with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Braden Houlette's got to find a way to get on base to get Nolan Peterson up. So if Peterson can get to the plate and then also come around to score, the Eights will have tied the ball game up. Still a lot left to go to make that happen. Have to take it one batter at a time. There's a swing and a miss by Houlette's. And the count is 0-1. No 1 pitch. That is outside, and the count's now 1-1 here to Houlette, who is 0 for 3. Ground out to the second baseman and 2 strikeouts. Runners at first and second here with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. 1-1. Ground ball to the right side. This could do it. Second baseman will field in Buffington. The throw to first is going to be just in time to retire Houlette's and end the ball game. And Post State will go to 0-3 in the tournament. 1 run on no hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. It is a final score of 11-7. Post State drops it in the second game of the day. We'll come back in 2 minutes to wrap up day 2 for the Dakota Classic. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass with great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
Back here as the 8s fall to West Fargo, and the tournament is now 0-3 for Post State, and we'll be trying to get that one win against Bennington, Nebraska coming up on Sunday at 1 o'clock. It was a 3-run first, 2-run second, 5-run fifth. The difference in the ball game as West Fargo then ended up with a solo shot in the top of the 6th to score their 11 runs. Pierre scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, had a 3-run fourth inning to take a 6-5 lead, but then scored just one more run in the bottom of the 7th as they fall 11-7 to West Fargo. 11 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 7 men left on base. 7 runs, 11 hits, 4 errors, and 7 men left on base for Pierre. So everything just about the same, flipped around, but the 3 errors, the 3 extra errors by Post State, those 4 runs difference, and that's kind of ends up being the difference in the ball game. Post State finished with in total of 5 walks, as Bridger Babcock had just 1, but end up hitting a man as well. So they end up with 7 guys that end up reaching base without having to put the ball in play. And 6 of those runs came in to score that were end up being walks. So again, you get half of those taken away. All of a sudden it's a 8-7 ball game at the end. It's 11-7. But those extra errors as well. Trevor Rouse went 3 2/3, giving up 2 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Bridger Babcock went 3 1/3 inning, giving up 5 hits, 6 runs, but only 3 earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Jack Davies gets the win, 5 innings, 10 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. Gavin Keller will pick up the final 6 outs, final 6 outs, giving up a run on 1 hit, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Bridger Babcock actually will get the loss as Trevor Rounds, he came out in the 4th inning at 80 pitches, was really starting to settle in, but had 80 pitches in the game. They're going to try and save him for Wednesday against the South Dakota opponent in Aberdeen. The 8s then took the lead 6-5, and then that 5-run 5th inning, unfortunately, was the difference in the loss for Post State, as they are now 1-10 on the season, and will play one more game here this weekend, as they will play Bennington, Nebraska, coming up on Sunday. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, we'll have first pitch. 12:45 will be coverage. West Fargo now, they need a win from Fort Calhoun over Bennington, Nebraska in this first game. If they do get that win, and then they beat Harrisburg, West Fargo's got a chance to beat Fort Calhoun and force a 3-way tie at first in the pool. And then it will come down to the tiebreakers to see who will advance. We will know who will advance by the time that we get to play Bennington, Nebraska tomorrow afternoon, because Bennington and Pierre are the 2 teams that have been eliminated from winning the pool play. So by the time that we play, which will be the final game of pool play, we'll know who all is advancing. We might know who all the 8 teams are advancing, or we'll know exactly what needs to be happen for all those 8 teams to win the pools and advance into the quarterfinals for Sunday night. But that will wrap things up for us here from Harrisburg for day 2 of the Dakota Classic. We've got one more game that we play tomorrow, 1 o'clock with 12:45 coverage. We'll have it here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. I want to say thanks to Jen Brazilius, back at the station. John Michael here signing off. Post State drops a 12-4 decision to Harrisburg in Game 1 today. They lose 11-7 to West Fargo in Game 2. As we say so long from Harrisburg.
You've been listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, Bank West, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Lamb Motors, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, CHS River Plains, Wagner Auto, Jaeger, Faith Lutheran Church, Leinbach Construction, First Dakota National Bank, Avera, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Shane's Pharmacy, Gales Gas, Oahe Federal Credit Union, May Adam, Fisher Rounds, Ferding Electric, True Green Chemlon, Beck Motors, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Kruger Contracting, Egtegra, AGE Corporation Ready Mix, Stulkin Peterson LLP,
Join us all season for Post-8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront